What's up, everybody? Gio here, and
Juan Carlos.
we really appreciate you guys being here, and welcome to our channel. In this video, we're going to tell you a little bit about ourselves, where we come from, maybe a little bit about how we met, what is this age gap thing, what do we like to do, and a little bit about our mantra. So, Juan Carlos, why don't you tell them a little bit about yourself first? Where are you from? How old are you?
Well, my name is Juan Carlos. I'm 37 years old, and I'm from Cartago, Costa Rica, which sits in the Central Valley,
Very
up
good.
in the mountains.
Yes, up in the mountains. A little over 5,000 feet up in the mountains. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And I am Gio, and I originally come from upstate New York by way of Atlanta, by way of South Florida now, but I was in Orlando for a while too. But I've been in Florida since 1989, so almost a Floridian. So that's who we are, and our channel is really a lot of interesting things. We like to do a lot of traveling,
Yep.
and that's one of our passions. But what I want to talk about first, let's talk about this whole age gap thing, because it's kind of interesting. How old are you again?
37.
37. I'm 51, so that makes a 14-year age gap between us. Let's talk about that for a minute. It really wasn't until he and I got together and started dating that I even thought about the fact that there was really an age difference. Like when we met, I didn't really even consider it. And to be honest, I never have really dated anybody younger than myself. You were the first person. I had past relationships were either the same age, or I typically used to date older than me. So again, it really wasn't a factor for me in meeting you and who you were and you as a person. It was an attraction. What about you?
Yeah,
With me?
well, we never thought about the age difference. For me, wasn't any, like a deal or anything. No.
Man.
Yeah.
But you do find as attractions that you have typically been attracted to men who are a little bit older.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a physical attraction for you.
Mhm.
So I get it. And it's funny because when I was in my younger years, probably in my 20s and 30s, I was always attracted to guys in their 30s. So you fit in that category. So here we are. The interesting thing about the age gap, though, it obviously it's not an issue for he and I. Luckily for us, it's not an issue for our families or our close friends and the people that we surround ourselves with. The only time we've ever had situations where it's actually presented itself has been other people or awareness of other people. And I'm much more aware of it than you are.
Yeah, I never pay attention.
I know sometimes we'll be out and I'll be like, those people are looking at us, or they're, and he doesn't even really, you have no idea typically, which I love that about you. You're blissfully unaware. And
I'm minding my own business.
yeah. We will tell you a funny story, though, that did happen to us a couple years ago. We were on a cruise to Alaska. You remember this, in Seattle?
Si.
And anyway, he was flying. We got off the ship, and he was flying from Seattle back to, where were we connecting through? Texas, right? Somewhere in Texas?
Yeah, you were, but I was flying from...
We were both connecting in the same airport, though.
Yes.
Seattle to Dallas, and then he was going on from Dallas back to Costa Rica, and I was going from Dallas here to Florida. Unfortunately, though, our flights from Seattle actually left at different times, and mine left earlier than his did. And so when he came to the airport with me after the cruise, and we went to the gate agent, we asked her if maybe we could get him on the same flight as I was on, if there were any open seats, and tell him what she said.
Well, she initially said that she was going to look.
Right.
And then she started looking in her system. And then she said, "Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Spano, but we cannot accommodate his son."
Your son.
Your son. In the same flight.
Yeah.
And then we were like, Okay.
It was sort of a really awkward moment because it was like, how do you react? Like, she just made an assumption that he was my son, which I thought was kind of odd anyway because we have totally different names. And we just kind of graciously smiled and just said, okay, thanks, and walked away. And we were traveling with other friends of ours on the cruise. And of course, they had a huge laugh about it. So, and there's been a couple other times where we've been out, like at a restaurant or,
Once when we went to watch the game, the
oh,
Panthers,
yeah, we were at the Panthers hockey game. And
the lady at the parking lot.
yeah, we were paying for parking. And she thought, she was like, oh, look, you're taking your son to the game. And I was like, no, I think I actually said no.
Yeah, you said
No, no, not my son. He's my partner. So that was kind of funny. But again, we take it lighthearted. I get it. I definitely recognize I look older, but it's 14 years. I would have been very young having you. So for us, the reality is really there is nothing that's really prevented us. I mean, culturally, we've had more challenges with references and things of that nature because with him growing up in Costa Rica and me here in the United States, our life experiences have been different. But as humans and as people and people who care about each other, that hasn't played at all the age into our relationship. So anyway, hopefully that dispels the myth to everybody out there. This is not. Oh, and I will tell you the one thing I despise. I do not like the word daddy. He does not like the word boy. Like that whole thing. Like people have in the gay community have oh, is he your boy or is it no, we're not a sir and we're not a boy. I'm not the daddy. I'm not the this or that. Yeah, we don't really go into the whole thing with labels. We appreciate everybody within the LGBTQ community and respect everybody for what they like to do and all of those things. And I know a lot of times I get paired into the bear community, and you're my little cub. We can kind of go with that. That's kind of cute. For us, it's cute, but more cute than it is a lifestyle. We don't live that. We just live our lives. So I will say that. So that's it for the age gap. Why don't we tell them a little bit about how we met? It's an interesting story.
Okay.
How did we meet?
Well, it was 2015.
Correct.
And we both were in, completely separate groups. I actually was on my own. I was not in a group anyway.
Yeah.
I was on my own. And he had a group of friends.
Right. And we, just to clarify, we were on an RSVP cruise in the Caribbean,
one.
in 2015 in February. And so I was with my group. You were traveling for the first time on his own. Yeah.
Yep. And it was Thursday, yes, because it was during the throwback party.
Right, yeah, they had a theme party that night. It was like throwback music, and I was out with my group of friends. We were all dancing and having a good time.
And then I was just by myself, standing, watching the screen, the big screen with the videos and listening to the music, just being there,
right,
like, hanging out.
He doesn't know it, but I had been eyeballing him for quite a while, and I had pointed him out to my friends, and they were pushing me because I had been single now for about 5 years at that point. I had been in a previous relationship for almost 17 years, close to 18 years, and so after being single for 5 years, I really wasn't looking to get into any sort of relationship. But anyway, my friends dragged me over to him, and he was all by himself, and I think we overwhelmed him a little bit when we first came up to you, because we asked him if he would like to dance with us, and what did you say?
No.
Yeah, he said no. He went, nope. And then I was like, wah, wah, okay, oh well. And so we left, and we went and did our thing, and then the story goes on. The next morning, the group of guys that I was hanging out with, my friends, and by the way, they were all coupled up on the cruise. They were at breakfast, and Juan Carlos happened to be sitting at the table next to them.
Yeah, again, by myself.
Yeah, just by himself. And they struck up conversation with him because they remembered him from the night before. And the story that they tell me is that Juan Carlos actually asked them about me, like, where's your friend, and describe me. And they were like, oh, he's doing something else. And then Juan Carlos ended up you hung out with them for the day that day on the
Yeah,
cruise.
that was the day that we went to
One of the ports.
yeah, one of the ports, and I wasn't planning on getting off the ship. I was going to just spend the day
Right.
um, there, and then they were kept saying that they were going to go and just take a cab and go to one of the beaches, have fun. I was like, all right, I'll go. I'm going to
Join them and
yeah. Go.
yeah. So he got off the ship, and I was also on board. A friend of mine was an entertainer on the ship. He's a comedian, singer. Shout out to Chris if you're watching. And anyway, so I had hung out with my friend Chris that day. They were off the ship. I had no idea that you guys were all hanging out. And then when I ran into them that night at dinner, they had told me that they were with him and that he was asking about me. And I was like, yeah, right. I didn't, it was like one of those. He wasn't interested last night. He didn't want to dance. And they were like, no, for real. He's going to meet us tonight. We're all going to hang out and la la la. So that night at that party, which happened, here's the cheesy part, everyone. The ship that we were on was the newly commissioned Princess cruise ship and renamed the Love Boat. And that night happened to be what date?
St. Valentine's.
That's right, St. Valentine's Day, February 14th. So we were aboard the Love Boat on February 14th, and he joined us that night, and we all were hanging out, and we were dancing and getting to know each other, and the rest, they say, is history. That's how we met.
And that's all because of Mike.
Yes, my friend Mike, who kept pushing it. So shout out to Mike and Alan. Hey, guys. So yeah, we met and really had no idea how amazing our lives would be and how amazing our lives would change. And we'll give you a whole other video about that in the future, because it's been an interesting whirlwind for the last 4 years of getting to know each other and cultivating a relationship internationally. And yeah, so we'll talk about that in another video. But you're here at our channel and you're getting to know us. So as we mentioned, one of the things we like to do is travel. So there's already quite a few videos of our travels here, so please check them out. One of our other loves, if you can't tell, Disney. Huge Disney fans, and we living here in Florida, and him traveling here to visit with me here in Florida. The fact is that we get to go to Disney quite often. It's only a couple-hour drive, so we do spend quite a bit of time there. So check out those videos. We have lots of cool videos. We went to gay days last year. Plus, it's not just always going to be about gay stuff. It's life stuff.
Yeah. We also been to many others of the parties that they do and events.
Yes.
So
exactly. And then, of course, we like cruising. So we're going on another cruise actually coming up in August. We're going to be on the inaugural cruise of Vakaya, which is a new LGBTQ cruise company. And we're super excited about that and that cruise. So we're planning on doing a vlog and day by day of that inaugural cruise and kind of share with you what the experience of that cruise is all about. So stay tuned for that.
And we just upgraded
Yes.
our cabin.
Yeah. Oh, and here's proof that this is not a daddy thing because this one said to me, my birthday's coming up, and he said, hey, for your birthday, what about if we upgrade our cabin on that cruise? And he went ahead and took care of all of the costs to do that, which was very nice of you and very, very sweet. So beautiful birthday present. So we've upgraded ourselves into a nice little mini concierge suite on board the ship with a balcony, and it's going to be nice.
Yeah.
Yay. And then, of course, with Juan Carlos being from Costa Rica and the fact that I travel down there quite frequently to be with him and his family, and we get to explore Costa Rica, we're going to bring you along with us for that. And then here in Florida, as we said, there's things here that we do here locally in South Florida. So we'll talk to you a little bit about life here in South Florida. So that's really just us in a little bit of a nutshell. And we just wanted to share with you a little more about us and what the channel is about. And most importantly, though, we created a mantra about a year ago. We've been doing this for roughly a year, the channel. And we're still figuring it out. We're still looking for ideas and suggestions. So if you have any, let us know. But our mantra is happiness is a lifestyle. And actually, Juan Carlos came up with that. We had been talking, I don't know, I flew down to Costa Rica and I said to him, hey, we need to come up with, I want to come up with something to say in our videos, something that's somewhat inspirational, some motivational. He and I try to spend a significant amount of our time focused on positive energy in our lives. We really try not to involve ourselves in anything negative. It just gets in the way of life. Why bother? No drama. And so one morning, we were in Costa Rica, and he said, hey, what about happiness as a lifestyle? And I sort of pondered on it, and I really like the sound of it, and it really fits you and I because we make a conscious decision every single day that we get up to be happy. And so do you. All of you watching our videos, when you get up in the morning, you have a choice. Am I going to have a great day or am I going to have a bad day?
Yeah, the way I see it is every situation is just that. It's just a situation.
Yeah.
It's here where we decide if it's a good situation or a bad situation. Granted, not all situations are ideal.
No,
but
we've been...
the way that you process it is how you, in the end, to...
And it really has fit well for us, not only this last year, but in the last few years of cultivating our relationship with each other and getting to know each other, and the struggles that every couple go through. There's no relationship is perfect by any means, and everybody has ups and downs. And we've had family tragedies that we've both had to deal with over the last couple of years. We've had I had some personal health issues that I had to deal with, and this mantra, happiness is a lifestyle, really, really fits us because that's helped us get through some of the dark times as well. So, yeah, you did an amazing job coming up with that. Hashtag happiness is a lifestyle. Use it, everyone. So, with that being said, we hope you enjoyed watching us. We typically are not going to do these kind of videos where we just sit and talk. We like to get out and about, so come along with us as we do it. And we really wish that you guys would what?
Subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe to the channel. It's really easy. There's just a button right there. It just says subscribe. Hit it. And there's that little thumbs up icon. Use that as well. And there's a little bell notification down below too. If you click on the bell, every time we upload a video, you'll get notified about it. So you'll know to go and check it out. But until then, our next video, we really appreciate you guys watching. Peace out, everyone. Thanks a lot.